Okay, well, hello everyone. My name is Lara and I'm a rising sophomore at Monte Vista High School. My main project is the 3-joint robotic arm with a claw. This project uses microservers to control 3 joints and a claw on the arm. I chose this project because I wanted to explore different mechanical, electrical, and software components, and I felt that the robotic arm was a great way to combine these elements, and it allowed me to build further in my project. So for my project, I have the control system through a Bluetooth app and to control the movements. And also I put the arm on a car base with motors so I could drive the robotic arm around. Here's a demo of my arm. So I plug in the robotic arm. And then I have this Bluetooth app. I have this Bluetooth app that I built in MIT App Inventor, which allowed me to customize different components. And then using this button, I can connect the robotic arm to the Bluetooth module. And this connects the robotic arm to the app. And now I can control different parts of the arm. So I can open the claw, and the claw will open, and then I can close the claw if I want. And then over here I have 3 sliders, and these control the different joints of the arm. So I can rotate the base, and I'll turn like that. I can move the shoulder back and forward. And I can even move the elbow to go like up and down. And then another part of my project I made was an autonomous mode. So using this find object button, it will start an autonomous mode where the arm will look for an object around. So if I have an object like this paintbrush, it'll slowly move forward and grab the object, and then it's done. And then on the bottom, I have arrow keys, and you can press these buttons to move the car base around. And yeah, also in addition, I added this button called party lights, and it'll just have little lights on the robot, and it lights up. Fun. So the robotic arm and the car works by connecting the servos to a microcontroller. And basically the servos are like small motors with gears that turn to a specific angle. The code that I had would change the angle of the servo to move the joints. I attached a Bluetooth module to send and receive data from an app to the microcontroller and then to the servos. This allowed me to use an Android device to actually control the robotic arm. And as I said before, I created the app using MIT App Inventor, and I could customize it with different components. At the top of my arm, there's an ultrasonic sensor which measures the distance from an object using ultrasound waves, and it can detect if there's an object close by. And this allowed me to have autonomous movement. On the car base, there are also motors that will rotate the wheels and allow my arm to drive around. The most challenging part of my project was actually figuring out how to get the servos to work properly and control the movements of the arm. I first had issues with inconsistent movement, so the servos would randomly jitter around, but adding an external battery kind of helped that. Implementing the app to control the arm was also a challenge to figure out how Bluetooth modules work and how I could get it to communicate properly. Learning about the motor driver to use it with the motors was also a challenge as it was a difficult concept, but it was important to getting the overall project to work. I learned a lot about soldering and using parts and building circuits, so I was able to solve many of the problems that I faced. As mentioned, I did have a few modifications I did on the original project. After finishing using the potentiometers to manually change the movements of a knob using a knob, I moved to a Bluetooth app and then added an ultrasonic sensor for autonomous movements and then placed the arm on a car to drive it around. Moving forward, I think my next project is going to be implementing more sensors such as infrared to have more capabilities of the arm and trying to add more components to make it more fun. My overall experience with building this project was filled with a bunch of challenges and successes. I enjoyed going through the process of designing, having an idea, building, and then solving problems. I went into Bluestamp with some background in coding and wanted to explore more mechanical and electrical fields. In the end, I gained interest and skill in all engineering fields. Looking forward, I hope to apply my engineering skills in real-world problems and work towards finding solutions to issues. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Lara. Does anyone have any questions? I have a question, so I'll ask.
Yeah.
First of all, awesome presentation and great job on your project. I I have a question. So you worked with so many different sensors and so many different parts, and I was curious to know which one you found the coolest and why.
I found the ultrasonic sensor was the coolest one because it's almost like a pair of eyes. It can like measure distances and it can tell if an object is nearby. So really like learning about it and utilizing it for my project was really cool, I think.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a fun one. Good job.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Very cool project. All right. Next up, we have